think the story of my life and my story of faith have just become completely intertwined. But when I say faith, it hasn't been a straight line. It's definitely been an up, down, all around kind of journey. I grew up in church, went to church all the time. My dad was a minister. We moved around for church, lived in different cities. Because that was my world, my life, when I got a bit older, I decided that actually I didn't really want to do that anymore. And so I rebelled a bit, was doing my own thing. And when I was 19, I fell pregnant with my daughter, and I actually had a stillbirth. So I lost her at 40 weeks and 10 days. And that event had a massive impact on my life, really far-reaching for many, many years. In fact, even up until this day, it affects me in many different ways. That was the moment that changed my life, and it was one of the most traumatic things that I've ever been through. I think all these years later, she'd have been a teenager now, I see how it's affected my life, and the ups, the downs, believing in God, not believing in God, being angry at God, being angry at other people. There's been times when I felt so low that you feel like there's literally nowhere else to turn. There's times when you feel like you are at the bottom of a pit and it's dark all around you. There's no one that can reach in and you can't reach out. But the grace of God and my journey of faith through that has really been something that has kept me and sustained me through some of the darkest days and times of my life. I have had sad days, I've had joyful days, I've had peaceful days, I've had days when anxiety is just threatening to overwhelm me, but through it all I find the grace and love of God has just been inexhaustible. It's been boundless. There's been no end to the peace and to the joy that God can give. In those moments when I've felt at my lowest, sometimes I've been in tears, crying. One thing I always do is I just pray like, God help me. I always find that when you run back to God and He just accepts you, you get that feeling all over again of, okay, this is home, this is where I belong. Sometimes it's so easy to feel like you're just not enough, that you need to be more, a better person, a better Christian. But being a Christian simply means to try and be like Christ. And He died knowing that we would never hit the mark, and He did it anyway. So that says that even on our worst days, that inexhaustible grace is just there and available. Some people say faith is a crutch, and in a sense, I guess it is, but life can be hard and sometimes you need something to lean on, and my faith in God has definitely been that thing that many times has kind of propped me up. When it comes to the grace of God and when it comes to His love, I've just found it to be absolutely boundless, that whatever I've done, wherever I've been, whoever I've become and whoever I'm becoming, I just really feel that God's love has been that constant thread through my life.